Last week for my dad's 70th birthday, we were out spending the day together and we were doing this thing that we do as a tradition where we go on his motorcycle and we stop at this bar. It's out on this beautiful lake about 30 minutes from us, and we were sitting there having a drink and we're just there to celebrate his birthday. And I went to the bathroom and there was this guy sitting next to my dad. And when I got back, he had mentioned like, oh, it's your birthday, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, oh, did you tell him it was your birthday? My dad must have mentioned to him, yeah, I'm turning 70, whatever. And he ends up leaving like 10 minutes later. And I went to put my card down to pay for our drinks since it was his birthday. And the waitress goes, oh, actually, the guy next to you already got your drinks. Like, you're all set. It was something so small, but it just stayed on my mind the rest of the day. The fact that this stranger, who was just sitting next to my dad, who happened to overhear that it was my dad's birthday, decided to just buy our drinks. Wasn't this like super wealthy guy that just had all this excess money to spend and was like, I'm just going to throw some money their way. It was just him having a kind and pure and generous heart. A stranger who simply just wanted to make another stranger's day and make his birthday a little bit better. He didn't know us at all. He didn't have any obligation to do that, but he chose to. And I wanted to share that story for two reasons. First being, it honestly just stayed on my mind the whole rest of the day. This fact that this stranger just did something purely out of the kindness of his heart for another stranger. And I was thinking about why this felt so impactful to me and why I couldn't really like stop thinking about it. And it just kind of like gave me this warmth and feeling of gratitude for the rest of the day. Not because he covered our drinks, which probably totaled like $25 or $30, but because I feel like random acts of kindness are becoming less and less common. I almost just feel like our world is becoming so focused on ourselves and we're all a little bit more isolated from each other. And there's so much conflict and violence and things going on in the world that I think sometimes we forget about the power of random acts of kindness and the ability that every single one of us has to show strangers kindness and love. I think the reason it stuck with me so much and truly felt like it meant so much is because I genuinely feel like I haven't experienced something like that in a while. I haven't personally done something like that in a while. And it just made me think about the fact that like we're all moving so quickly and so focused on our own worlds and in our own little worlds that it's rare that people slow down enough to do simple things that can truly make someone's entire day or entire week. Do or say the thing that they might need to pull them out of the hole that they might be in. So that's the first reason, in that I feel like it's becoming more of a lost art and something that we can really all lean into a little bit more, especially in this world where there's so many unsettling things happening. How can we lean into random acts of kindness, and how can we just show someone a little bit more kindness? And the second reason I wanted to bring this up, and I spoke to this idea in another episode, why talking to strangers can change your life. I'll link that below. It was an episode from a while ago, honestly. But the fact that this man was a complete stranger and wanted to do something for another complete stranger. And I think a lot of us don't think to do these things because we're like, oh, why would I do something random for somebody random? You know, I'm just going to focus on me and the people I'm closest to in my life because they're the only people that really matter to me, right? But it almost, I think, made it more meaningful and special that this guy would never see us again, most likely, but still wanted to give, still wanted to make my dad's day a little bit better. It almost made it more generous because he wasn't going to receive something back from us in the future. We weren't even able to say thank you because he got up before the waitress even told us. He got up without even saying anything, without even hinting at what he did. And again, I know this seems super simple, right? I know it seems like not a big deal. Like, yeah, you paid for your drinks. But it just really stuck with me, and I just started thinking about it more. Like, I think we can really use more of this in the world. I think we're more and more falling into this isolated view of like, it's just me and the people I love, or it's just me in this group that I'm in. With politics, with isolation, with technology, with everything being more remote, we're more and more in our own worlds that I think a lot of us have lost the art and forgotten the importance of just showing others kindness. But beyond that, showing others kindness just out of the pureness of our heart, not to get something in return, not because it's someone we owe something to, not because it's even necessarily someone we love, but just showing kindness because that's who we are. And that's the kind of energy that we want to give out into the world. And that man doing that kind gesture for me and my dad that day, totally out of the kindness and love in his heart, made me want to do that exact same thing. And so knowing that in showing strangers kindness, in doing random acts of kindness, and this can literally just be complimenting someone. It's not always about throwing money at the situation. It's just spreading more kindness and love instead of just having tunnel vision on our own lives and the people in it. It can make someone's day. And in turn, it will make them want to show others kindness and do generous acts for people in their life or strangers that they encounter. It truly is a trickle effect. If you are kind to someone and do something generous, they're going to want to do more of that too. And vice versa. If you're rude to someone and spite them in some way, they're going to want to give off that energy more because it pulls them down into that negative energy. And so hopefully this story inspired you in some way to do something for a stranger today, or just in your life in general. Remind yourself the power of random acts of kindness, even if that's saying, "How are you?" Pausing to actually connect with someone, complimenting someone, holding the door for someone, buying someone's drink, buying someone's coffee. I know that man, whoever you are, maybe you're listening, that would be cool, inspired me to do more of that. And so I wanted to share that message today to inspire you to do some of that as well. I hope there was something in today's episode that inspired you and resonated. If it did, don't forget to press follow or subscribe wherever you are listening to the show. And it would mean the world if you left a rating and review if you've loved listening to Fulfilled. And I'll see you all again soon on your journeys to living this life fully.